let's see. So in about 2013, 2014, I had just moved away from home. I was living in Bloomington, and I weighed about at that time 200 pounds. I was working out a lot, eating a lot of calories, building my strength up and my weight. About 2014, I got up to 250 pounds. I was working at a gym, so I had a lot of access in my downtime to just really kind of work out whenever I wanted to. Played a lot of sports in high school, and then in about 2000, the end of 2014, I started getting like more tired, and like I was still working out a lot, but like the weights started to decline. I couldn't eat as much, and like my body weight just like started drastically just declining. I went from 250 pounds in 2014, and at the end of 2015, I weighed 150 pounds. Um, Really, without trying to lose any weight at all. Um, I was still working out, but it was weird. I went from like 4,000 calories down to like 2,000, and I would try to eat more food, but it was almost as like my body wouldn't get any of the nutrients, or like my body wouldn't digest, or just like my body wasn't using all the food that I was giving it properly. So I started getting, trying to find a lot of doctors, get a lot of testing done. In 2016, I did a lot of blood work, and I could see like my body, I could feel my body and see my body like getting worse kind of by the month. Like, but as the year would progress, my body would get thinner and thinner and thinner gradually. And then in 2017, I could feel my body getting worse by the week. At that point, I was weighing 140 pounds, and trying to figure out what the heck's going on, what's going wrong. So we did a whole bunch of blood work, discovered that my CK levels at the time were 100 times more than what they should be. So I finally found some doctors that would do more tests like that. I found the Muscular Dystrophy Association in Illinois. I got hooked up with them. They did a lot of blood tests and genetic testing, and what they came back with was my TTN gene does not work. The way that they explained that was that that's basically like the gene that's in charge of getting all the proteins throughout your body that you need. So what they explained to me was to eat as much protein as you possibly can, do as much physical therapy as you can withstand, and they gave me a medical marijuana card and said that this is basically my protocol. Other than those three things, we don't really know what to do for you. You're in a lot of pain. My legs would just keep getting smaller and smaller, and my hips, like it's almost as if like they just like kept on narrowing and getting closer like together and tighter. So after that, I got a physical therapist. I guess try to eat as much protein as I possibly could, but I mean you can only take in as much protein as your body can withstand. And then the medical marijuana card was mainly for pain. So after like a year and a half of going through that, basically at that point, my legs are so weak that my physical therapist is just basically doing like a bunch of like scraping, cupping, ultrasound therapy on them, and basically like moving them around for me and stretching them for me. So I decided to look into like a lot of supplements for like the vitamin C, ascorbic acid, vitamin C, and the magnesium. I started taking those two to help with the pain, because when we had our first lockdown for Corona, my physical therapist, she does it at her house, she shut down. So I didn't really have anywhere to go because every place else in town shut down too. So I started drinking just grams of vitamin C, like every day or every other day, and taking a lot of magnesium. And those two things alone helped me with my pain tremendously. It didn't really, my weight kind of stayed the same, but those two things definitely helped with pain. They got me through the first COVID lockdown until she opened her practice back up. And then about, let's see, at the end of last year, probably in about June, my body started getting worse. My hips started getting more tight and weaker, and like the tightness and the weakness started to go up to my back. So about halfway up my back, I really couldn't move, really couldn't turn to the side. I was so weak and in so much pain. The only way I could get around was to use a cane or a walking stick, and I could barely really even stay up with that. So, like I would come into work and basically just try and sit in the chair, and really just do only office work. And then physical therapy, we're just trying to figure out, like, why am I drastically getting worse, and why am I getting worse so quickly? I started taking a bunch of the fulvic minerals, trying to do any type of like heavy metal detox. And then I discovered within the last 5 months, I got with a doctor who prescribed me testosterone injections twice a week, just to try and see if this will help my body keep any muscle, if I can grow new muscle, and how long will my body maintain that extra muscle. So around that time, I actually got the Tesla device from you around the same time that I got on the testosterone. And then I got hooked up with Dr. David Minkoff. He made it's called the Perfect Amino. The way I understand it, it's like the 8 essential amino acids that together, when they're combined, they produce protein enzyme on their own. So I got that product, and then I was thinking, because everybody, the muscular dystrophy doctors are just telling me, well, just eat protein, and do your physical therapy. That's about all we can. But like, they didn't really have any other information other than that. So I'm trying to look at this like, well, what makes protein or protein enzyme, and can I create what makes that, and see if my body can actually hold on to more protein, or just in general make any muscle and keep it. So I started with those three combinations, and then I started taking the MSM sulfur to see if I have like digestive problems, because it kind of feels like, well, maybe if my body can't digest the protein, then it's not getting the protein to the source to where it needs to go throughout the body. But the Perfect Amino, the Tesla device, and the testosterone, I have gone up from 140 pounds to 180 pounds now. I don't have any tightness in my back anymore. I no longer need to walk with my cane. And the only pain that I'm in is just muscle soreness from my workouts. So, I mean, basically completely have turned around my diagnosis of limb-girdle muscular dystrophy, to now where I'm thinking it's probably like either heavy metal poisoning, or I think it's got to be like a digestive issue. Because if I take the MSM organic sulfur before every meal, I now have a probiotic that I got from your website, and another digestive enzyme from Dr. David Minkoff. And I feel like that has to be a factor in my body for like keeping more muscle and keeping it longer. So as long as I keep up on all of that every day, I mean, I'm feeling extremely, extremely great right now where I am with my physical health. So I think the doctors were wrong in saying it's muscular dystrophy, because I didn't get my diagnosis until I was 24 years of age, and usually you would get that diagnosis as a kid. So I think it's clear that it's something that was just disguised as muscular dystrophy. But yeah, that Tesla device, I mean, I take it to physical therapy, mainly use it on my hips and my back. But the first time I tried it was on my hands. I got relief like that. Went to the gym next day, no pain in any of my lifts or anything like that.